Oh no, some scary clown squirted water all over my comics.
Never fear, son! In Colorado, there is one place to go for all your comic needs. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh boy, thanks Coins, Cards, Comics, man. Oh no, there's a lady hanging off that building. Can you save her?
I can't save her, but you can also save 20% by getting a hold slot at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, she's falling.
Did you know prices are also falling on back issues at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics?
Thanks for saving me, Coins, Cards, Comics guy. Now I can buy my son the card games he wants and the sports memorabilia my husband wants.
That's correct, ma'am. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics knocks it out of the park. So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tell them the real nerd sent you.
Does this sound familiar? You're interested in purchasing that new action figure, but aren't sure if it's worth it? Well, come check out PlasticExplosion.com, where you can go to find all the latest and greatest action figure previews and reviews. Every week, they'll be bringing you reviews and picks from your favorite collections, such as DC Universe, Masters of the Universe Classics, Marvel Universe, Star Wars, Transformers, and many more. Come check us out at PlasticExplosion.com. That's PlasticExplosion.com.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smoke and Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
Welcome to the podcast. I am Ryan. To my right is
James.
To my left is
Brad.
And a few weeks ago, we were given the honor to go up and attend at the Telluride Horror Show, which is an annual horror show that they hold in October in Telluride, Colorado. Beautiful.
That was so
Colorado.
much fun, man.
Gorgeous. Except for it's hard to get food after 9 o'clock.
It is.
It's
really weird.
impossible to get food after 9 o'clock.
And we were given access to filmmakers, which is really cool. We actually sat down with a lot of them, and we have a lot of great interviews. The one we're going to highlight this week is The Battery, which made its world premiere there. It's a zombie movie, but it's not exactly a zombie movie because it's more of a story between two friends. Well, not even friends, I guess. Two baseball players that were on the same team that kind of got thrust as friends in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Two dudes, bunch of zombies.
It was kind of funny how this started. We were there for the pig roast, the opening night, and we were invited there, and we were told that there'd be filmmakers there. I said, okay, yeah, I mean, who's going to talk to us? We'll just show up and
stand around and mooch their food. And
yeah. So as we were sitting there, Brad was talking to a nice young lady, and we had no idea. Well, no,
it was Laura.
Laura, my wife, said, hey, someone knows who we are. And I said, who knows who we are? And her name was Kelly, and she geeked out on us, which was really awesome.
Oh, it was amazing.
She's a listener of the show from Connecticut.
Yes. So that's even more awesome because
we
it
have
means
fans in Connecticut.
We're reaching people.
Yeah.
But what's more cool about it was, as talking to her, as we found out that she is actually the makeup artist on The Battery.
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend, Jeremy, is the writer, producer, star of The Battery. And so it kind of gave us a really easy way in to talk to them. And I mean, right after the premiere, I remember me and James ran up to her and said, hey, we really want to talk to Jeremy and Christian because they made a great movie and we'd love to see how they made it and the process of making it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
$6,000. They made it for $6,000.
And so they came in and they sat down and they brought all their producers and investors with them. And well, maybe not all of them, but the room was full of people. And
it was like a mini little post-premiere party. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a press conference and people were laughing and it was lots of fun. I had lots of fun interviewing them. I know when we were doing mic tests, we did Afternoon Delight, and it's really good. I mean, you should really listen to it. And then
it's Anchorman level.
It is Anchorman.
It'll be on our first record.
I'm pretty sure it was just a riff on Anchorman because I was talking to Jeremy afterwards, and he was talking about how he was just quoting Anchorman. So I think that's what we were going for, and we got it. And what was cool too is after we did that, we hung out with them, and then the next morning we had breakfast with them as well.
Yeah, they were so awesome.
It was great. It was a great time. It was one of the most fun I had interviewing people. And, well, how about we listen to their interview, and when we come back, I'll tell you a little bit more.
Yeah, let's get it started, because this cat is scratching the shit out of my balls.
All right.
So
it really
how
is, yeah.
far are you getting me here?
Yeah, we'll get you.
Are you getting, I mean, like, how,
you guys,
should we huddle?
you're gonna have to be pretty close when you talk. You don't have to, like, all make out during the thing.
Yeah,
Now, if you could sing, can you sing a doo-wop?
My baby gonna hold me tight,
Gonna find some afternoon
daylight. My motto's always been when it's right. Why wait until the middle of a cold dark night when everything's a little clearer in the light of day. All right. Boo! And you know the night is always gonna be there. Yeah, okay.
Give 2 men a microphone.
You just recorded your very first commercial for the battery, and we'll have that on every episode for the next month and a half.
Okay, Brian test.
Hello?
Sup?
Do you mean to talk more?
Yeah, no, hello was good.
It says this
how
should be
am I
set
doing?
to me.
Yeah? Okay.
Cool. Are we ready to rock?
Yeah, no, we're ready. That's what that meant.
Welcome to the Telluride Horror Show and the Real Nerds interviewing filmmakers. I'm Ryan. This is James. Brad doesn't have a microphone. He's taking pictures. We are with the star, director, cinematographer of The Battery, which had its world premiere tonight. How about you guys introduce yourselves to everybody?
I'm Jeremy Gardner. I'm actor, writer, director of The Battery.
I'm Christian Stella. I'm the director of photography and technical whiz of The Battery.
And I'm Adam Cronenheim, the other actor and producer on The Battery.
Right off the bat, I have to say that this movie was really good. You always, because when you do low-budget horror, because I love horror, it can always be bad. And, that's always a fear I have because I love the genre so much. Yeah. But going into it, we were nice enough to meet your girlfriend the first day here.
She's a doll.
I know. She pumped you guys up. I'm like, well, it better be good because if it's not, we're just, going to have to fake it. But we don't. So take us through the genesis of the project because she told us you wrote the script 9 years ago or a while ago or how long ago?
Years.
They've been together 9 years.
She likes
I
to
think
throw
she
that
said
number
100
around.
years ago.
100 years ago.
Yeah.
No, 100 years we've been together. 9 years.
It just seems like that when you're in a relationship that long, right?
No, actually, the genesis of this is really interesting. You ever heard of an old site called Massify.com?
No.
Good, because they sucked and nothing ever came of it. No, Massify was launched as a film community, and what they were going to do was do the After Dark. Thank you for my scotch.
Drinks.
Someone just brought me a scotch. They were launched as a film community, and what they were going to do was do a contest within the community to get a concept, a script, a director, and the stars of one of those After Dark movies. You know, the After Dark horror series?
Yeah.
And it ended up being Perkins 14. Yeah, exactly. But what the way they were casting it was you would make a little audition tape for yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I got this idea. Let's just go. It'll be like my friend is videotaping our video diary of the post world, and we'll be in a car, and we'll just make this really quick zombie short, and it'll be my audition tape. It'll just showcase me, and then we put it up there, and the voting system was so bullshit. It was like the top 10 would get flown to L.A. Mm-hmm. And it was like, but you can be like, you vote for my video, and I'll vote for your video. So you got like one guy just screaming in Times Square who's like number 3. But then I got just so hung up on the idea of doing a character-driven like post-apocalyptic zombie movie, and I know that's like so cliche, but I just couldn't shake it. So that's where it started.
It's cliched if you've seen it before, but I'll tell you right now, as someone who's watched, I don't even know how many zombie movies I've watched.
He has dug through Netflix and watched every piece of shit he can find.
I have watched Poultrygeist, just so you know about
Chicken of the Dead.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
But to me, yes, it's a zombie movie. But where I think your film succeeds is it's not a zombie movie. The zombies are part of the movie, but the story is actually between the two characters. I mean, each are different in their own respected way. It's how you look at the world and what you do with it. And there's moments in the movie that, is just, you side with Mickey, and then, you'll side with Ben. And then, it's a great script, and the performances are so good that it just sells the movie. And so I think you guys have a hit here, and I'm glad it's part of the world premiere.
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, that was the idea. That was the idea. Christian, the DP, he fucking hates zombie movies.
I do. I can't stand zombie movies, so I would not have worked on this movie. Made it. Yes, it's my movie. I wouldn't have worked on this movie if I thought it was a zombie movie. And some of the earlier drafts of the script were too much of a zombie movie. Yeah. And then eventually,
like nails through a baseball bat and wire on the windows. Yeah. He helped me pare down. Well, the budget helped us pare it down, but then also Christian just being like, "You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need this." And full disclosure, Adam, my co-star, he doesn't like horror movies either.
No, I've never been one to pick up a zombie movie, but. I read the script, and Jeremy wrote such a great script that I just, it was something that I was drawn to and I had to do, and it worked out beautifully.
And you were desperate because you had no acting work.
That too.
Yeah, I can't. As we were watching it, and I realized that it was a quiet, introspective zombie movie, and then I realized I'd never seen that before. Like, zombies are one of those things that have been so done to death, and you think, I've seen this, I don't want to sit through another fucking zombie movie. And then, seriously, the first hour of this movie, I was in love. I was like, this is amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass at all because you're sitting at our table.
Honestly, I told people, we're being watched by all of my executive producers and editors over here.
Nice.
But I told every. Hey, don't pipe in. This is a podcast. This is not a democracy. No, I told everybody, I said, if we get this movie into the hands of the geeks and the gatekeepers of indie horror, they will understand what we're trying to do. Yeah. They'll see past the budget and some of the things that didn't work. They will understand that this is new. This is different. And it's everybody sets out to, I'm going to do something different. Unless they don't. Some people just set out to make a bash your head in zombie movie.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
What? Paul W.S. Anderson. But, I was like, I don't want to see that. I love zombie movies. And what does Kevin Smith say? If you feel like there is a void, fill it. And I felt like that. I was like, no, I love zombie movies, but I haven't seen the one I love the most. And the one I love the most is mine.
Yeah, back to the characters, too. I think, Mickey, you make great choices because he's a character that can come across as like a whiny bitch. Oh, yeah. Because he has the moments. I think it's the hardest character to play. No offense, Jeremy, but like Ben is the fun character.
Totally agree.
But Ben's the fun character. He can say I had to eat the dog, or but for you to have to sell, being a bitch basically is not easy. The part where you were locked in the room with a zombie, I'm like it scared me, and because you can just hear you, and so. What choices did you make as an actor to make sure that you didn't come across as the person we wanted to get killed?
Yeah, it was important just to play off of Jeremy and to give the character of Ben something to work with, because he was so even keeled the entire time. So to try and create a dichotomy between the two and really embrace the fact that Mickey hated this world. He absolutely hates it, and he gets emotional, and just working off of what Ben was doing was awesome.
Yeah, but he's absolutely right. I'm writing the script for myself. So Ben is the fun character. You were the straight man. That's the hardest fucking thing to play is the straight man. Yeah. You have to sit there. And I love there's an editing choice where you're talking about eat the dog. I had to kill the dog to eat the dog. And when he says, we're like sharks. And they made a brilliant editing choice to, instead of stay on me who's hamming it up, just cut to Mickey rolling his eyes like I've heard this 1,000 times. And you give so many great looks. Because that's a lot of what you have to do. I remember you even voicing it on set a lot. Oh, here's another scene where Jeremy gets to do a lot of fun stuff, and I have to sit there and watch him. But you watching me do that fun stuff, it really sells the relationship.
Right, absolutely. I was reacting to everything you did. There was never a time where I was checking out because you're really the only thing that I have in this world. So it's like I have to react off everything you're doing.
You're all I have in this
That
world
was the
too.
most
Alan.
romantic moment.
But it's true because a great actor is the reactions too, because you can pick out somebody, especially in horror movies, that looks bored. I mean, I can tell you parts in The Devil's Reject when I'm watching Sherry Moon Zombie, and I'm like, she is not into the scene at all.
She's always bored, I think.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Christian, when you were shooting it,
Yes.
you shot it with what camera was it?
I shot it on the Canon 5D Mark II, which is a DSLR.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like handheld at all. Did you have it on like a 2x4, so you got those smooth movements, or what you got going on there?
If you knew the truth, I had an $80 shoulder rig, which was about as smooth as holding the camera in my hands, and a plastic tripod from Best Buy, and nothing else. All of the smooth motion in the movie was done in post. It was done in Adobe Premiere. They have a thing called Warp Stabilizer. It's incredible.
Wow.
It's not something you want to use, but we had to use it. That said, now I own like stabilizers galore. I own focus pullers. I have a monitor. I got a full Steadicam. None of it got used on this movie. It's just sitting there for the next movie because I will never do that again.
So did you only use one camera the whole time, or did you have a couple set up? Or
We had 5.
We had one camera. We had 5 people on set. We had one.
Yeah.
It was on the technical side. I was holding the camera, and we had the sound guy Nick, who's not here, holding the boom, and that was our technical crew basically.
Crazy. So for coverage for the director, I mean, that's got to be difficult. I mean, or do you just hope that the takes you do come out correctly?
Well, I mean, you've seen the movie, so I kept telling everybody, I want a lot of long takes. I want a lot of letting things play out in front of the camera. And then everyone's like, oh, well, you got to get coverage. And I was like, no, you don't. You just keep doing the one take until you get it right. I mean, that's the aesthetic I was going for. And I think it really shocked Nick, our sound guy, the most, because he's like, well, how am I going to get a boom in there? Like, you got a guy 40 feet away, and you got a guy, 5 feet away, and they're all in frame. What am I going to do? So he was hiding lavs on rocks, and everyone's just trying to cope with what I wanted to see, and it was awesome because I'm not a tech geek. I mean, full disclosure, I don't know jack shit about cameras. That's why Christian and I are so great. I see the movie in my head. I know the shots, and I was like, Christian, do that. Make that look good. And he did. He fucking nailed it.
Since you bring up the long takes, I think it's especially the first time you do it with the toothbrushes that I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and it's hilarious, and I think this is incredibly brave for a movie like this to do long takes like this, and then of course you blow toothbrushes way out of the water later on. But what was the discussion like to say, yeah, we're gonna put the camera in a car and beat the shit out of the audience for the last half hour, and then we're gonna have them wait through these takes that are fantastic and important takes that are getting a point across and doing character development, but it's a lot to ask from an audience. Was there a lot of hesitance to
Not on my part, no. There was hesitance on a lot of other people's parts. But, I mean, I said from the beginning, number one, about the putting the people in the car and beating the shit out of them at the end. I mean, one of the first aesthetic ideas I had for this movie was it needs to start, and I don't want to say this name because it's like fucking mentioning Jesus, but it needs to start like a Terrence Malick movie. It needs to feel wide. It needs to feel green and overgrown and full of nature and the wind and the birds and everything. And then at some point, you just put people in a coffin and never let them out. And I think the contrast between these big, wide open spaces and then just cramming somebody into something and not letting them get out I was like, this is how it has to go. And as far as the long takes, I always said I think it's really interesting. For instance, if you go to the doctor, because in a movie, if you go to the doctor to see if you have cancer, you go to the doctor and it cuts to the doctor and he says yes or no. I think it's so much more terrifying to show the guy sitting in the waiting room, because you have to do these things in real life. You have to sit and wait for things you don't want to do. When you brush your teeth, it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes to brush your teeth. And I think when you have characters that have nowhere to go and no time frame, no schedule to be on, to force the audience to sit through some of the things that you have to sit through every day, it's not fun for an audience, but it sets up what we're trying to accomplish, which is the mundanity of, is that a word?
Yes.
It is now.
It is now. Mundanity of the world that they live in.
But sorry. But talk or Mike.
I'm gonna go because it's a follow up to my own goddamn question.
Whoa.
Sorry, this is your show. No, you go. No, the other thing that is, especially with that long take, is that I'm sitting there waiting for Mickey to come back, and I'm thinking through all of the things that might happen and playing them all. Okay, it's going to take a long time. He's going to shoot himself. He's going to come back and he's going to be dead. He's never going to come back. He's like, and it's almost more interesting because then I don't have any idea what's going to happen because I've played through them all. Yeah. Like I've thought of everything that you could possibly do, but I don't know which one it's going to be. It's like the end of Clue. You know, you could shoot 4 different endings and then tape them all together, and it would be just as shocking.
Reshoots.
Yeah,
do that.
But, yeah, I mean, it had to been a choice because you also made the choice to not show what Mickey was doing when he was running away, which plays into James' question, where you're just thinking. In my head, I was thinking, well, the zombies aren't leaving the car, so he must have got eaten as soon as he jumped out or something.
That actually, that's a sound question for Christian because I know he did a lot of work to make the zombie sounds kind of trail off a little bit and then come back.
It's still not perfect yet. The zombie sounds do get quieter when he leaves. A lot of them drop out and they slowly come back, but I think it's so gradual that nobody notices it, and I need to make it much more apparent.
Or it might have been the echo too in the room.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we were in the second row, so everything was the same, very, very loud level.
Yeah. I will say on a just to answer your question about the decision not to show that stuff is I don't hate the audience at all, and I actually think and I see seeing it with a public audience for the first time and seeing it with our friends and family last week for the first time. It reminds you that there's a lot of entertaining moments and a lot of funny stuff and a lot of things for people to get engaged in. I don't hate the audience, but I don't want to. With this movie, I don't want to give them what they want. I don't want you to see brains being exploded. I don't want you to see Mickey being pulled down into a horde of zombies and being ripped apart and guts being pulled out. That's not what the movie was about. I mean, I'd love to make a movie where I'd love to make Dead Alive and just like splatter the fuck out of everything, but that's just not what we're going for here.
Plus we made a rule very early on that once they're in the car, it never leaves the car. The camera never cuts away from the car, and in fact, every scene in the car is in one take in the car. Even though there's obviously a very long one, all the other ones are just very short one take scenes in the car, and they're all handheld with no rigs on purpose to kind of just make it totally different from the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
So.
I also just want to quickly apologize to the filmmakers of Grabbers. I really wanted to watch it, but now we're doing this fucking podcast while it's playing upstairs. I'm having a great time doing this, but I just want to say that.
You can hear it just
I can hear people being grabbed.
So an embarrassing scene for you was obviously the masturbation scene.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you jumped into it. Is there any because for a movie like this, you have to sell what you're doing. And you do it. Was there any hesitation in doing the scene, or was it awesome because it was crazy?
I wouldn't say it was awesome. Also, the first take of that scene went on for way too long, and I kept kind of peering out of the side of my eye, waiting for Jeremy to cut the scene.
I love it. You did do it for like
oh my
6
God.
minutes, and then you just turned to me and you go, how long are we going to fucking do this?
Yeah, I was tired. I was actually getting tired. But there's no sense in really doing a scene like that unless you're going to commit all the way. And I think that was the most important thing to do in that scene. So it was it was a fun scene. We had a nice laugh about it, but it was important to not ham it up because you see so many scenes like that in movies where it's laughable because it's not believable.
Yeah.
Well, I will say I think masturbation scenes are the hardest scenes to pull off in movies. They do tend to be laughable. But I told people from the beginning I want this to be my. Again, I'm sounding so pretentious here, but I wanted this to be the fucking cutting off the ear scene in Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. I want people to just be uncomfortable. They're going to laugh, and then they're going to be uncomfortable. And it was asking so much of Adam and Elise to pull that scene off. And honestly, when we were done, I was like, you fucking did it! Like, you turned, like, the most ridiculous scene in the script into, like, a really fucking good script. I mean, a good scene.
Well, it works because, too, the audience wants to be released from it, too, and the release for the character and the zombie is a head explosion, and it's just boom, and it's great. And the lines coming from Ben's character is just spot on and shot beautifully through blood and laughing. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
You said release too many times while talking about a masturbation scene.
That was the point. Anybody else like, am I joke there? Come on now.
No, I mean, I kept saying that. I mean, that's what. I mean, we had a big issue with editing that scene a lot, and I was like, it needs to build the way. When you're jerking off, it builds. Starts off slow, and then it gets a little rough, and then you're building towards a release. And I was like, the scene needs to be cut that way. It needs to start slow, and then slowly get faster, and then that gunshot needs to be
money shot. Make fun of my jokes. I'm clever.
Brad, you got
Brad, a question?
Does Brad talk?
No. That's a.
I didn't even see. He just pulled a mic out like a rabbit from a hat. I didn't even see.
That's a long running joke on our podcast. Is how much is Brad going to say this week?
I don't know.
Turn on your mic.
That's the second time I've done this today. Like I make films myself, so I'm just kind of sitting there watching, like, and imagining like how you guys did this. So it seems disingenuous because I kind of know from my own process like what probably happened. So it's hard to pick out questions to.
He didn't like our movie.
No,
he hated it. And he doesn't have anything to say. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He's usually stone faced.
It felt like the battery in my head. It was like just beating back and forth, like, oh, when's it over? No,
I know what you mean, because there are certain things where, like, there are scenes where I want to ask, like, okay, when you were when you were out of the car and you were yelling, was that ADR? Because how did you even have two mics to do that?
Why
I don't want to know.
Ask them that.
No, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know because when there's a movie made for $6,000 and you
ask the tech questions, because Christian needs to answer stuff.
When he was out of the car and he was yelling, what?
Okay, all right. Fine, I'll ask the fucking question.
Hey, be nice to the guests, dude. We are hostile right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm setting up a trap.
No, it's cool. I'm being a dick to him.
I'm going to hit you all.
The scene when you get out of the car and you're at the hotel and you're waiting to bat the character to bat the zombies and you want Mickey to do it. You know.
Spoiler alert.
It sounds like it might be 80 yard. Yeah, it is.
So I lose.
ADR grown.
I was just saying.
It is. It's ADR. It's. I mean, there is nothing real in that scene.
Well, yeah. Wow.
And there's no sound effects. There's nothing real in that scene. Period.
And it shows.
Well, that's the only place it does, though.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's still a work in progress. That's revision 3 because I did the sound mixing on the movie too.
Yeah,
and I don't do sound mixing. Just like I did the score mixing on the movie. So I'm really hoping that we can get a real sound mixer to step in and do a final mix on the movie.
Oh, wow.
Because the ADR is great. It's just the effects on it are not great.
But I think the sound through most of the movie is fantastic. Well, all of the movie. There's nothing. In fact, I don't know if it was you that did it, but whoever chose the sound effect for throwing a battery into the woods, I knew I was. I knew I was going to love the movie from then on.
That's my sister Alicia. She did that.
Nicely done.
Yeah, her and her boyfriend Michael did. I think like 800 pieces of Foley for the movie. And then I had to mix the 800 pieces of Foley, which I don't claim to know how to do.
I got to say, I do love my job. I wish it was my job. It's not my job, but I do love saying, can you do this? I need you to do this, and then they do it. For instance, the gross zombie who gets out of the car. I was like, it's the only time we fire a gun at someone's face in frame. Yeah. I was like, we just need just an entry wound and maybe a puff of something. Just something has to be there. And then it was like the next day, is this okay? And I was like, yeah, good, done, great, thank you.
Wow.
Actually, I would like to ask, out of the whole production, what was the most complicated thing, most frustrating thing to do? Like,
oh my God, the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, God, I don't know.
Well, it seemed like all the hardest things turned out to be the easiest things, and all the easy things turned out to be hard. Like we did takes of us just walking up to a cabin, like that's something like that would take 3 hours, and then we do the back of the car, that long take in one shot.
They gave me so much shit because we'd be walking on rocky paths, and I would be holding the camera handheld, and I'd be like, "We have to do it again," and they'd be like, "Oh, we've been doing this shot for an hour," and I'm like, "All I have is my hands. You guys, you want to do it? Yeah, you want to do it like first try? Get me a Steadicam." Damn.
But I mean, yeah. But if you want to talk about like what was just the most daunting was clearly the road at the end. We had one road. It was right on a road with a school. We got the town to let us shut it down for like 2 days, and we had like over 40 pages to shoot in those 2 days with extras and makeup effects. And it was raining, and it was getting dark. I mean, it's just
broke down.
and the car exploded. The car didn't break down. The car exploded. Let me just say that Volvo, you cracked a beer off. I will kill you. We have like, by the way, let it be known that all of the people who came with me are not watching Grabbers either. They're sitting here watching us do this.
Thank you.
No, the Volvo, we drove it around. I bought it for $600 on Craigslist.
Oh wow.
We needed it. It was a character in the movie, and then we drove it all around for 14 days. And on the 2 days that we needed it to be on the road, it was on the top of a mountain. We got it up there, and then it just went. I literally parked it, and I was like, I think this is a good spot. And then I went, no, actually, let me move it up like 50 feet. Cranked it again, and it just went. Smoke started coming out. Black sludge started like pouring out of it. Like the engine just literally exploded. And for the next 2 days of filming, we would just have to put it in neutral and roll it to where we wanted it, and then roll it off the road when we wrapped, and roll it back on. And then by the time we shot the last scene in the car, we called a junk guy, and he came and just picked it up and took it away. gave us $300 for it and just took it away.
And fucked up all the reshoots.
Yeah, no more reshoots for that.
Did he ask about all the blood inside?
We cleaned it out pretty good, but yeah, it was a little sticky.
There may have been some garbage in the back.
I think that teddy bear was in there. That big teddy bear was in there. That's sad.
That was funny because that brought a laugh to the audience. That just throwing the teddy bear in there. That's a great.
Yeah, it
moment.
is nice to see the audience laugh at stuff you haven't heard before. That's
How long
cool.
did the movie take you to shoot?
We had a 14-day schedule with 2 days of safety. Is that right?
Yeah.
And we used 16 days. That's it.
When you guys are split up too, like there's some of you in Connecticut and some of you in Florida, right?
Some of us in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah, he's in New York. Adam's New York. Jeremy's Connecticut. I'm Florida. So, but New York and Connecticut. Jeremy lives in a suburb of New York in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
So.
And Christian's rich because he makes cookbooks, so I was like, fly up here and make this movie now.
You make cookbooks?
Yeah, I make cookbooks for a living, so,
What cookbooks do you make for a living?
I make cookbooks for QVC, the
Oh, yeah?
television shopping channel.
I spend all my Sundays there.
You spent what?
I don't really spend all my Sundays on QVC.
Oh, I was going to say, well, they sell my cookbooks on the Sundays.
I'm going to now.
But yeah, that's it. And it was like it's always like, oh, we'll just get Christian to pay for it.
No.
I don't know if I ever said we'll get Christian.
No,
to pay for it.
I just do
expected
it. I just do it. I'm like, I'm gonna make some Blu-rays. They're gonna cost me $600. It's cool.
Did they cost $600?
I think they cost $400. But
You're an idiot.
they're cool. I would pay for my one copy that I have. Is worth me the $400. That's why.
So what's
Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen.
What's the next step for you guys? What do you go from here? Is your film debuting in other festivals, or is it being distributed?
No, because Fantastic Fest shit on us.
They did not.
No, they didn't shit on us at
I
all.
say
They
fuck
just
them.
didn't. I mean, we just never heard from them. Sadly, never heard from them. Or Screamfest. Those are the only 3 festivals we've submitted to. So we're going to do another round of submissions. We've got a lot of getting a lot of emails from distribution companies here and there and hither and thither, and I think we just need to start bombing everyone with the disc and see what happens from that. And I'm writing, and Christian's trying to write, and we'll get something else going pretty soon here.
Well, I think it's going to happen.
I think so too. Like I said, it's unique, and take it from somebody. I'm telling you, I've seen so many zombie movies that it'd blow your mind. Have you seen Return to the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave? Because I own it. So I will tell you that yours is above many of them.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And yeah, so we really appreciate you guys taking time to talk to us, and showing the movie to us and not making the zombies characters. I told your girlfriend Kelly that I'm glad I didn't see any doctor zombies or stuff. They look.
Oh,
like
you must have missed the lifeguard zombie because that's what she wore. She came to set in a lifeguard outfit.
You were in the middle of the woods.
Naturally.
What was she?
There's only so much we could do to wrangle these zombies in our schedule, so they just showed up wearing whatever they wanted, and she was a lifeguard.
But
And she was drunk, I think, the whole time.
I didn't notice her, so hats off. Anything else, boys?
No, that's it.
Online find you?
I actually have a question for you
Sure.
guys.
Yeah.
What the heck do you do with all this audio when you guys get home?
We don't know yet.
I'm like,
we really fucking don't know yet.
How much do you think you've recorded here at the
Oh,
fest?
Today? Three
At
hours?
the fest?
Yeah.
Just today.
Paul Salmon was an hour and 20 minutes. And
Wait,
then,
Paul Salmon got more time than we did?
Well, you can see. What else do you guys want to talk
well,
about?
he
We'll
has
talk about whatever you want.
Paul's
He wrote
elongated
a 600
career.
page book about just Blade Runner.
I was gonna say,
Just Blade Runner.
I got stuck with Paul Salmon at a coffee shop for an hour and 20 minutes. You can't not talk to him for an hour and 20
When
minutes.
we first met him, I had to shoo him away because I was like, I don't want to hear all the stories now. We were gonna record this later. Like, I need it on wax. Don't tell me everything good now.
On
so,
wax.
Well, because this is a giant wax wheel.
Why are you asking them what they do with all the audio?
No, because I just feel like sorry for if it's
Yeah, that guy
Brad
there.
who has to go home and edit this stuff.
I've heard every second of every podcast of this.
Hey, Brad, Christian and I actually started a podcast called Pterodactyl Face, and we recorded 6 episodes and never edited them. We're just going to send that shit to you, too.
Sweet.
Pterodactyl face. I love it. But where can we find you guys online?
TheBatteryMovie.com, at The Battery Movie on Twitter, and then Christian, myself, and Adam all have email addresses: Christian@ohanafilms.com, Jeremy@ohanafilms.com, and Adam@ohanafilms.com. And email us and ask us where you can get the movie, and then we'll tell you. We'll just won't email you, and then. But we really appreciate you emailing us and asking us to buy 10 Blu-rays like someone did the other day. I was like, no, you can't do that yet. We have uncleared music, but thank you for asking.
Oh, so some of it is still unclear.
So there's a couple songs that's unclear.
We have festival licenses though.
Oh yeah, okay. So you just can't distribute it. Yeah.
And if you're wondering where your interview will show up, it'll be on our website, and we'll have links to all your guys' stuff.
Nice
and,
segue.
Hey, thanks, Kelly.
As the one fan. Oh,
Our number one fan. Woo! We have one fan.
Well, now you have 4 fans.
Oh, thank you.
Aw.
And you have 3 fans of your wonderful movie.
Oh, my
Thank
God,
you
that
so
was
much,
good.
guys. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for letting us
you.
see your movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank you
and
for...
Thanks for giving us the Blu-ray copy so I can watch it again right away.
Yeah, absolutely. do rip it and torrent it. Don't do that, please.
I didn't even know how to torrent.
Please don't do that.
We'll wait till you make lots of money, and then we'll...
Yeah, then you don't feel bad.
I'm going to sell it on
You're like,
eBay
I just,
later.
downloaded Snow White and the Huntsman because I don't give a shit.
I'm only going to throw it on torrents 20 years from now when you're old and crazy and you go back in and CG and all the stuff that you wanted to do. That's
Battery
when I'll
special
throw the good
edition.
version on the internet.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
much,
you, guys.
gentlemen. Thank you. So once again, I want to thank the people who made The Battery. I mean, you guys are really cool to sit down with us and learning about their process of making the movie, because for $6,000, man, that's a pretty impressive movie for
Oh,
it.
it's very impressive.
We talked a little bit in the interview about the 8-minute single take of Jeremy in the car where they don't show what's happening outside, which is kind of scary too.
What a tremendous idea
It's
of just
daunting.
showing probably the best tactic is maybe like if you have a fortress that you can rely on, of just waiting things out, you know,
Yeah.
like most other movies, like, oh, we got to move on. There's got to be action. But I like their approach to just being, you could probably, as long as the glass holds and the windows, you could probably just wait this out
Yeah.
and hope someone comes along and takes them all out for you.
And you have to have pretty big balls to do a shot like that in your first feature and keep it on there.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and say thank you so much again, everybody who was involved with The Battery, who talked to us. There will be more interviews from the Telluride Horror Show. We have the director of a short called Chili, which is one of my favorites from there. I'm not just saying that because he sat down on our show. I mean, I really love this short. And also A Quiet Girl's Guide to Violence, which is really good as well. Raphael, he sat down with us. And we also talked to a film historian, John Salmon.
Paul Salmon.
Paul Salmon, thank you. He sat down with us for like an hour and a half.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. But this isn't the only horror show we did. We also did the Mile High Horror Fest, which we have a lot of interviews for too. Jonathan Tiersten, who was in Perfect House, I talked about that movie a couple weeks ago. Your friend, who you knew, Richard Correct, made Dead Box, which won the audience award from the Mile High Horror Fest. The writer of Final Destination, Jeffrey Reddick, also one of the directors from the Blair Witch Project. We have a lot.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned, because these are going to be sprinkled in midweek sometime whenever Brad puts them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So be on a lookout for these. And if you like what you hear, just let us know. And we have contact information with the filmmakers. We can email them, and maybe you have questions for them that we didn't answer in our little interviews we had with them.
Yeah.
So,
and anything, if you go look up the Battery online and see if they're getting a chance to show it anywhere, and if we find out about where it's going to be, we will let you know, because it's really, really, really cool and special and not like anything else you're going to see. So we want people to go see it. And
yeah. And I'm sure,
if you do get a chance to see it, I'm sure that it'll probably, if it's not on any of our top 10 lists at the end of the year, I'm sure it's probably going to get some kind of special jury prize, because it's really good. So you'll hear more about this movie for sure.
And I'm sure Brad will put a link on the website, so you can go check out their Twitter page, their website, which they do have, and you can kind of see their processes too. And maybe you can ask for it to come to one of your festivals in your hometown, which you should.
Yeah.
Because it's a unique experience. So I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for a lot more, because you'll be hearing a lot of great interviews from the real nerds.
There's a lot to come.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.